Welcome to 1000 PS, welcome to EICMA, and we've moved over to the Ducati stand. Now for 2025 into 2026, this is a really big year for Ducati, and I don't think I've ever seen such a range from Ducati before, because they've unveiled a new 250 motocross, they've got a new 450 Enduro, we've got a concept on the DesertX. Those are bikes we're not expected, but we've also got bikes that we probably did expect. We've got the new Hypermotard, which has got the V2 engine in it. We've got the Multistrada with a new V2 engine in it. We've got updates to the Multistrada, so we've got the Multistrada Rally, and not forgetting the pinnacle, the icing on the cake, and that is the Panigale V4R, which gets the double-sided swinging arm. So we've got an absolute plethora of bikes, from 250 motocross to 450 enduro to homologated superbikes, so they can continue their racing success. As I said before, I can't remember Ducati having such an array of bikes. Well, let's jump into the stand and go look at some of these new models. So behind me is the new Hypermotard SP, and slightly to the left is the standard Hypermotard. For 2025 into 2026, Ducati revamped the Hypermotard with the new V2 engine. The big talking point for me, when you look at all the specs and detail, is the actual weight of these bikes. Now bear in mind, I've ridden the old Hypermotard. It's a lightweight twin-cylinder supermoto, but they've managed to shave off some proper weight. So we've got 13 kilograms less on the standard bike, and a staggering 14 kilograms less on the SP. So on the SP we get the all-in suspension, the lighter wheels, and the updated Brembo brakes. But to shave that much weight off what is an already incredible light bike is a real big ask of Ducati. I can't wait to ride both motorbikes. Last night they got Rubens Haus up on stage to introduce both bikes. He's an absolute legend, and I was there on the original launch when Rubens Haus was doing all the sliding and backing in. He's a proper legend. So hopefully we'll be jumping on these two bikes shortly. But the big thing for me is that is going to be light, it's going to be agile, it's going to be fast, and it's going to have great electronics to back it all up. Can't wait to ride it. So last night, as Ducati unveiled all their new models, we got a sneaky look at the new DesertX. Now, this will be a new model, it will be available next year, but the limited information on the bike. We know it's going to have the new V2 engine, which is 890cc. We know it's going to have 110 horsepower, and we know it's going to be 206 kilograms. We can also expect leading technology both on and off-road, and the old DesertX, or the current DesertX, is a brilliant bike. It's a bike that I really love to ride both on-road and off-road, so I can't wait to ride the DesertX. But what is interesting is Ducati didn't end it there with their off-roading, because they jumped into the motocross world with the 450, and now they're jumping into the enduro world. So it's a road-legal 450 enduro bike, so we've got headlights, we've got brake lights. It's capable of going on the road, but it's also going to be their first ever enduro mode. And they're launching their first ever 250 motocross Desmo bike. That is going to be really interesting. It's going to, will have leading electronics, because the 450 motocross bike has been really top of the table when it comes to off-road rider rates. So we should be able to expect the same from the 250. The DesertX is, I think, April, May next year. Hopefully that's when we get to ride it. The 450 Enduro will be interesting, maybe out of my league, but I'm glad to see they brought in the 250, because that appeals to rather inexperienced riders like myself. So at the unveiling last night, Ducati showed us the Pecco and Márquez training bikes. Now these are actual bikes that the guys use for training. They were using the V4 previously, now they're using the V2s. So each bike has got their own livery, which copies the crash helmets is either Márquez or Pecco. And then we've got a few extras like the mirror removal kit, the number plate removable kit, so they're all ready for the track. Now both bikes are available, you can buy these bikes. There are 22,500 euros listed here in Europe. Don't know what that will convert to in the UK or the US, but it's essentially a track-ready, either Pecco or Márquez-ready V2. I think they look great. I know it's just a paint job and removal of some bits, but to ride the bike that the actual GP guys use for training, that's pretty impressive. So last night at the unveiling, Ducati also showed us that the Panigale V2 S will be available in yellow, so will the Streetfighter V2 S. Now yellow is kind of like the secondary colour with Ducati, and I think it's just as synonymous almost as the red. The World Superbikes have been in yellow, and even sometimes the MotoGP bike. It's kind of just a personal choice whether you want the yellow or the red. There's no extra cost, but it's just something a little bit different. And for me, it was always the big bikes were in red and the smaller bikes were in yellow. But it'd be interesting to see your comments below. Red or yellow, you decide. So let's assume you've won the lottery. You've won a few millions and you're a massive Ducati fan. Now you are absolutely spoilt for choice. So you're in the morning when you're having your cappuccino, you can decide whether to go off-road or on-road. So we're going to go 250 motocross, or we're going to go 450 enduro, or we're going to go on the new DesertX. But we decide not to go off-road, we'll go cruising. So now you've got a choice of Diavol, or maybe a Scrambler. But we're going to do more miles, so we'll go Multistrada Rally. So that's the bike for today, we'll go Multistrada Rally. But by mid-afternoon, you arrive at a track and you want to do something different, and you've got a massive choice. Are you going to go for the Pecco or Márquez replica V2, or the ultimate, the Panigale V4R? I mean, what an amazing choice Ducati now have, from 250 motocross to V4R. If we'd imagined that 5 to 10 years ago from Ducati, nobody saw that happening. Yeah, we know that they're going to produce amazing superbikes, but I don't think anybody predicted they would have quality cruisers, quality adventure bikes, and quality motocross. It's been really interesting to see what Ducati are doing for 25 into 26. The first bike for me is going to be the Multistrada Rally in a few weeks' time, and then fingers crossed, the one I'm looking forward to is the Panigale V4R. But I'll leave the Enduro and the motocross to some of the other guys because I'm not so great in the dirt. We're going to bring you more detailed descriptions of all the bikes from Ducati. We're going to bring you all those reviews in 25 and 26. If you've got any technical questions about some of the bikes, please fire them below. Me or one of the team will get back to you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.